football practice with no helmets and so few guys, but what was it like out there for you?
It was really fun today, getting to finally get coached in person. Again, is awesome. Being able to do the drills with John Gaines today was awesome.
How was that, just being able to work with him closely like you guys were today?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. We're also like roommates in the hotels. We've been talking about the script. We've been talking about calls together, and even him being at, where he was working at today. We didn't have any guards. It was just me and him today. So being able to do the communication without all five guys, I think that was awesome. I told him that communication we had together was great. With just two guys, I felt like it was almost like all five guys were there in a way. You know what I mean?
What was that like, though, when you're lining up on an offensive line and there's just a couple of bodies?
I mean, I feel like today we brought like a lot of energy to the team period. Well, not team periods, but the group periods almost. You know what I mean? So I felt like it was fun. I was telling them, hey, let's just get juice. It's just us two. So let's have some fun with it. So I think just having me and him out there again, building a connection between the two rookies in the line room together.
Is it just kind of an instant chemistry because you guys kind of recruited by the same guy, Coach Fry? Is a history there? Did you know of each other before this? Or?
Yeah, so I never met John until the combine, but I do think the chemistry of having Coach Fry in our background, like when he came here, having that similar, our language, it was translated the same way, so able to have different conversations,
We were talking to JG about where you're going to be and how that process kind of goes. Do you have any say in okay, I'll begin at this spot and then we'll kind of move on, or do they basically say you're going here and that's just what it is?
I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm sort of I feel like my role here is to understand the scheme, and just as soon as I take the field, they tell me where to go, and I'm gonna do the best I can. So I feel like this process, before I finally landed yesterday here, even the day before I was working left guard, right guard, left tackle, right tackle. So it's a matter of, I feel like once the whole team comes back, I would be more closer to where my future spot would be. But right now, I'm not saying where I want to play. I just want to compete to play.
What for you? What's the difference between playing tackle and guard?
I think just the timing of everything. I think how quickly you bring your hands. I think being able to realize where your help is, because at guard you're in a box, at tackle you're in space. Some people don't like it as much. I feel like I like it because I can take some guard things as far as taking space and apply the tackle, and then with Coach Adams, that's that's something that he likes. That's something he teaches his tackles, is that variety in your sets. So I feel like regardless of where I'm at, being with Coach Adams, I feel like just the conversations I had and the one-on-one time we had today, I can tell, he knows how to develop his guys to play that sort of way, regardless of position.
Paris, the schedule gets revealed yesterday, week 1. Another former Buckeye, Chase Young.
Yeah.
Start looking at number 99's film already.
Yeah, it's exciting. I haven't started the film study on him yet. Right now, my focus is on my teammates. So getting to know the guys in the room, getting to know how the teammates rush. I think that's how I'm starting the way I do my scouting report before I get into who I'm playing. I want to be able to know who's already on the team. Or know their rush. I've been watching my own teammates' film first, so that's the fun part to get to understand that, because, it's also there's development there as far as how you watch film. But I'm definitely excited to go against Chase. We talked about it at the Combine, what it'd be like to play against each other, because we were at Ohio State at the same time. So I definitely have some ideas from what I've seen in person when he played at Ohio State, being in the crowd, of how I would attack his rush. So it'd be kind of cool to be able to put those thoughts I had in 2019 and into action this season. So I can't wait.
How long were you planning on wearing the Tillman jersey for your first day? When did that come to your mind?
Yeah, so right after I got picked, when I flew back I came out here did all the media on the plane back. I was like, man, all right, I gotta get some Arizona stuff, you know. But then instead of buying a whole bunch of stuff, I'm like, I feel like when I'm out there, I'll get a whole bunch of team issued stuff. So I'm like, all right, but I gotta get something. And I'm like, I walk around in a jersey of my own, like, that was cheesy. Like, he's wearing his own jersey, like, that's kind of cheesy. You know what I mean? Come on, you know? But then I'm scrolling, and I see the Pat Tillman jersey, and I was like, oh, snap. But then I saw the, like, legacy one, like, the original one from 2000, you know, and I was like, okay, that's the one. And it was also on sale, it was like $78. So I was hyped. So originally, I wanted the jersey. I didn't buy it to wear it the first day. I bought it just because I wanted to have it. I wanted to have something that was Arizona, but something that was, I'm in the vintage stuff. You know, I think that kind of stuff is cool. So so I had it, and then I was packing. I actually shipped all my stuff here. So it only came with a backpack. So I was like, all right, I was trying to pack up all my stuff. I'm like, all right, what am I going to wear? I looked in the closet. I saw the jersey. The only thing that was tilted towards me. I'm like, that's the one, you know. So it was kind of cool to have that, to be able to honor him. You know, I never had a chance to meet him, but my mom did. My dad obviously played behind him. I don't know if he was the 2 or the 3, but all I know is that he was he's one of the backups to him. So to even be that close to his legacies, that's awesome, you know.
You got any other vintage jerseys that you?
He's actually the only jersey I have. I've never bought a jersey. I've never owned a jersey with anybody else's name on it in my life. That's the first one. I don't even have. I just got my own Ohio State jerseys after I left. You know, so he's the only other jersey I have. I don't have any basketball jerseys in my closet. He's the first one. So it's pretty cool first to have. You know.
You're going to be forever linked to this draft class, right? So how's the process of getting to know the other guys that were picked and how that's going?
Yeah, I mean, I love the group of guys that we have. It's kind of cool, you know, from all over the country, especially the guys coming out of the Big Ten. You know, we're already talking about a lot of stuff, the games and stuff like that. But I think we're a really good group, and I think everybody came here to work. And I feel like the cool thing that we're hearing as a group from Coach to JG is that, you know, he brought us in because, you know, he knows how we are, he knows how we compete, he knows the type of character you have. Now it's time to work, and now it's time to take a seat in that room, you know what I mean, to take somebody's seat, you know, because he believes in the young group that we have. So I'm really excited about who we have.
Productive day?
Yeah, really productive day. It's about not even halfway over, so we got a lot of work to do still today. But, yeah, I thought guys moved around, and we're just introducing them to, you know, techniques and schemes and breaking a huddle and things of that sort. But I like their energy and I like their tempo, and something to start building on.
Gigi, a lot of rookie mini camps there's like 25 tryout guys running around and trying to get more people out there. What's the thought process between keeping it down, not having a lot of tryout guys?
Yeah, good question. How we decide, I've been a part of both of that, different ways of doing it. Just as a staff, we thought that we could maximize the guys that we feel that are going to be here and help us win games moving forward, to do it like this. So really just, I think it's, you know, what we decided logistically, it's a little bit better for the players. And I think that then, you know, they get kind of an introduction to how we do things this weekend, and then we'll submerge them with the vets. So they're excited about submerging with the vets. So.
How much are you putting on their plate at this point? Do you purposely put a lot on just to see how they adapt and how they can cope?
Yeah, I mean, we treat them like pros, you know, and they're going to have to get caught up, and they know that. But, you know, every guy's a little bit different, how you install and how you teach and what they can handle. So we're kind of just figuring that out first time with, you know, being in the building and being in meetings with them, things like that. So. But they know that the pace is going to go. The pace is the pace. So they got to get caught up and submerge with the vets and get caught up pretty quick.
I know you want to try most guys in multiple positions, but with Paris in particular, even though you probably want to work him a couple places, how do you come to the decision of where you start him in the beginning and what he's working at now, and how do you go about that?
Yeah, good question. I mean, it's just like all our guys. You kind of put them in a spot, and again, everybody's different, but you might be full-time here. Some guys are 70-30, 75-25, this position, and then kind of put a little work into another position. But, our guys understand the value of playing multiple spots, how that fits in with figuring out the unit, how it works as a whole. I got trained at a young age, a pair and a spare. You always got to have different guys be able to play different spots. And ultimately, you're trying to do what's best for the team and for the best for the player, too. So we got a long time to figure that out, but that's what we're doing now.
We talked to these guys yesterday about, just the whirlwind they've been through, getting drafted, all
It's
that.
just another day.
Yeah. How nice is it to kind of, get them on the field and get to the fun stuff and focus on football?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll answer that for you. Is I think that's what they love to do, and that's what they want to do. So, there's a lot of external factors that go into getting here. And now a lot of those external factors leave, so they can focus on just maximizing themselves as players and helping us win games. So I think they had a little bit, I told them in the team meeting yesterday, just everyone take a deep breath, and it's just football now. So you guys have been doing it your whole life, and I think that they appreciated that. All right, we can just concentrate on being an Arizona Cardinal.
I know you guys were obviously picking who you needed to pick when you picked them in the draft, but with Clayton in particular and taking a quarterback, did you guys go into the draft thinking it wouldn't be bad to get a quarterback if that opportunity was there?
Yeah, I mean, we explore all possibilities of who we want to add to the team to create competition and to help our roster and ultimately win games. So there's no stone that's left unturned. And we were excited that when we ended up picking him, we were excited that he was there for us to pick. So he did a good job out there today getting in and out of the huddle and kind of running the show.
I think you guys are going to approach just kind of making rookie mistakes and kind of learning from that versus, what's going to be a liability out there or not.
Yeah, mistakes are your best way to learn. So, I encourage mistakes. When I say that, obviously you don't want mistakes to happen, but that's how they're going to learn. So that's a really good question. But like what we talk about with the vets, it's okay to make a mistake because there's a learning process that's involved with that. But then you don't want to be a repeat offender either. If you're a repeat offender on certain mistakes, then it shows that we're not getting any better, and that's what we're ultimately trying to do. So, some of the best learning experience I've had in my career have been mistakes. As long as you can look at it with an open mind and a growth mindset and take accountability, then you can get better from it. So that's what we encourage our players to do.
There was a lot made of Clayton Tune calling himself the best QB in this draft class. How did you process that? What did you think of that?
I actually didn't hear that, but he's a confident guy, and I think that's what you want everybody out there to think. But ultimately, you got to put in the work and take it day by day, and speak softly and carry a big stick.
Why do you move the players around from different positions instead of letting them become a pro at the position they're best at?
Yeah, really good question. We don't know what they're best at right now. So how they fit into pro ball and our style of offense, defense, special teams. So ultimately we want to, kind of dose them with different things. And some guys will say Clayton's not going to, play corner for us, but it's a good question. Basically, we want to see how that fits into everybody else around them as well. So we like to do that and see where they're comfortable and see where they can function the best for us to win games. So sometimes you got to try guys out at different spots to really figure that out. And, that's they understand the value of why we do what we do. And but ultimately they'll get settled in and start playing their spots.
Did anything stand out to you when the schedule was released?
Week 1 at Washington, so excited about that.
Coach, are you a believer in telling some of these undrafted free agents it's kind of what they face and then anything is possible, once you get your foot in the door?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's treated equal now. So, everyone will get the same opportunity to help our team win and them grow as players. So, I talked to them, yesterday about how are you going to add value to this organization. And everyone does that different ways, but you have to add value to the organization. And I think they understand that, and we'll carve out their roles for them as we get going. And not to say that roles can't change, sometimes good or bad, but they know that they got a long way to go and they got to get caught up, and how can I myself add value to our team.
What's the latest on Kyler?
Hey, he's doing good. He's doing good. You can ask him about the rehab, but I know he's making strides, and again, I mean, he's a long way away, but we don't play for a long time either. So I feel good where he's at. I gave him some hard questions yesterday in a team meeting, and he was on it. We had some bets if he was going to get it right or wrong, and he got it right, and I took some money from some guys. So, and then he got mad that he heard somebody bet against him. But he's competitive. He's ultra competitive. He's got fire in his gut, and that's what you want out of your trigger guy.
With Gaines getting more, it looked like he was getting more snaps today. Is that just the plan to focus more on the center position with him, or is it more of a day by day? Let's see.
Yeah, a little bit day by day, but that the center position's a thinking position, as they all are. But he controls a lot of what the offensive line does. So we drafted him for a reason. He's a multiple spot guy. And I think that he can handle a bunch of spots, honestly. So we'll fit him in. You'll see him sometimes play center, sometimes play guard, and see what he does best and where he's comfortable and how he fits into the other guys that he's playing with. So I like his versatility.
Is there any conversations about upgrading the field turf at State Farm?
I haven't heard any. I don't know.
A lot of these draft picks, I've noticed seem to be really smart guys and like former team captains. So was that part of the evaluation process before?
Yeah, 100%. That's Monty and I were, and Michael were in lockstep. You want high football character guys, and because those guys typically hit their ceilings, and that's what you're looking for to develop people, is to have them hit their ceiling and go beyond their ceiling. So, guys that, don't put the work in, or they put themselves in front of the team, they typically don't do that. So I was very pleased with how we came away with the character of our guys that we added, to submerge them with the vets. And we got a lot of vets with high character too. So that's encouraging for me to see, because then it's all about ball. You're not dealing with distractions.
You brought in a couple of tryout punters. Is that position as wide open as it seems right now?
We just wanted to, I think, get our eyes on some guys live, and that's the roster with Monty. It's awesome to hear him talking about it. That's an ever evolving thing, and we're always going to try to, create a competitive roster and improve our roster when we can. So, not to say that we're going to make decisions based on one workout here or there, but. There's an aggressive mindset with how you want to improve your roster on a daily basis.
Is it realistic a guy can catch a coach's eye at this point? It's limited.
Absolutely. A lot of guys caught my eye out there. Yeah, absolutely.
Graduation?
He is. It was funny when he came in on his top 30. He says, "Coach, when you draft me, I'm graduating this day." And I said, "Okay, yeah, you're good. You won't, we're going to do it this weekend. That's rookie minicamp weekend." And I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And then when we drafted him, he goes, "Coach, you said I didn't have to be," and he actually wanted to come and then fly back and then fly back. And I said, "Brother, listen here, that's important. We want all our guys to graduate. You need to do that," and then he'll get submerged on Sunday. So I feel good about where he's at. He wants to be here, but that's important.
Are you worried about your arm getting tired, being the only quarterback out there?
No, not yet. Day one, still feeling good. So just happy to be here and get in the mix.
What's it like getting that kind of one-on-one work? I mean, you're getting coached by NFL coaches, but because of how it's set up, I mean, it truly is specialized coaching for you right now.
Yeah, it's awesome. Izzy and I have a good relationship going back to the Senior Bowl. So worked with him there, obviously, and then getting here, we have that familiarity. Just excited to learn from him, learn from Coach Petzing and everyone else on the staff. So it's been a lot of fun, for sure.
What are some of the things the coaches maybe are stressing or emphasizing, or what they want to see here? It's early, but what do they want to see at this point?
Just work, really dive into the playbook, know what my assignment is, first of all, and then know what everyone else is doing and get people lined up, get in and out of the huddle, be efficient in that regard, and, really just know what's going on and work.
What was your first reaction to the playbook? How foreign was it? How thick was it? What did you think?
It was exciting. Obviously it's a lot of different stuff. Similar terminology from the Senior Bowl, a little bit different from what we did at Houston. But you know, it was exciting to get in there and just learn and figure it out.
Were you surprised by the reaction to your comments after you got drafted about being the best quarterback in this draft?
A little bit, but I mean, I'm confident in who I am and how I play, and you know, my goal is to just come in here and work. You know, I'm not that type of guy to, you know, try and act like I'm, you know, this and that, but I'm very confident in my abilities, and now it's up to me to just come in here and work.
What kind of quarterbacks out there have you looked up to / tried to emulate or anything? Are there guys like that?
There's a couple. Obviously, you know, Tom Brady's the best to do it. Watching him growing up was, you know, tried to emulate after him. Aaron Rodgers. Growing up in Dallas, I liked watching Tony Romo. It's kind of funny. My dad went to UT, so I grew up a Texas fan. So watching Colt McCoy when I was younger was a lot of fun. So there's just a few names.
Have you been able to talk with Colt or any of the other quarterbacks?
I have. I talked to Colt. I actually met him earlier today. I met David yesterday. Talked to both of those guys. I haven't got a chance to meet Jeff or Kyler, but talked to two of them.
Did you bring up to David the throwing?
I did. I brought it up to him. He didn't remember, which I didn't expect him to. It was so long ago, but yeah, I brought it up to him.
A lot of guys from Texas in that room.
I know. It's, what is it, 4 guys? 3 or 4 guys from Texas, something like that.
What do you want to get out of this weekend for you? Is it just getting used to being in the NFL, or can you get something beyond that? Or does that come when you mix in with veterans?
I think it's both. I think just getting used to it, getting in the flow of things. Like I said earlier, learning the playbook, kind of just getting the nuances, the ins and outs of the huddle and all that type of stuff, just the process, getting all that down. And here in a few days when we integrate with the vets, you know, just really get in there and learn from those guys.
At some point when it's 11 on 11, you know, full speed, you know, how curious are you just to find out firsthand what the speed of the game is like at this level?
I'm very curious. I'm excited. That's what everyone talks about. They're like, man, the speed of the game in the NFL is different. So I see that as an exciting challenge. So I'm ready to get in there and see what I can do.
Quarterback is so different than a lot of other positions because even if you may not be a starter at other positions, you can find your ways on the field. Obviously, that's not how it works with quarterback. How do you go into this first season? I mean, is there a part of you that's hopeful that you can get on the field at some point, or you try not to think about that because of the nature of everything?
Right. Yeah, I try not to think about it. You know, I just try to do my job as best as I can. You know, still have a lot to learn. So finding my role, that's my main focus is getting in here, learning, taking care of my business, and then helping other guys around me bring them along. And, you know, really just, like I said, finding my role and providing value for the team. And whatever that looks like, doing the best that I can do at that.
Some debate, so pronounce your last name for us.
Soelle. Weren't the first to ask.
We're just trying to make it clear.
Yep.
What has this been like for you to be able to sign with the NFL team where you played high school and college ball?
Yeah, first off, it's an honor to be here. I feel really privileged to get this opportunity. You know, this is every kid's dream to, one, play for their hometown team, but just to get a chance in the NFL. So I'm really excited.
There's been a nice lineage of Swirl players here with Christian and DJ. You hoping to keep that up?
Yeah, that's the goal. You know, I've been fortunate to, you know, have a little relationship with both of those guys and just ask them for the advice for this next level. You know, they just said, you know, have a pro mindset, just go in, do the work, and, you know, be a pro and just do the best you can to help the team. So I'm looking forward to just, you know, having that mindset moving on in the future.
What was your thought process going into draft weekend? Were you thinking somebody was going to pick you, or is this kind of the path you thought was going to happen?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, as a football player, you got to have confidence in yourself. And, you know, obviously I felt like I was going to be a draft pick, but everything happens for a reason. After the draft, you know, when Arizona gave me the call, for me it was a no-brainer. Like I said, hometown guy, hometown team, really just a dream come true. And I'm just thankful and feel really privileged to have this opportunity.
Was it Coach Rodriguez that gave you the call post-draft or someone else?
He did. It's Coach Rodriguez. So we have a great relationship. Obviously, he was at Arizona State when I was there, so it's nice to see a familiar face in the building. So I'm looking forward to just getting to work with him a little bit and just being around him and the rest of the guys.
It seems like the way the roster is set up right now with some changeover and a reset, there might be some more opportunity for an undrafted guy than maybe some other teams. Do you feel that way? Are you trying not to think of it in terms of that?
Honestly, I'm not trying to focus on that. For me, it's just every day come into work, do what I can to just get better as a football player, and hopefully just find my way to help the team win when it comes that time. But just for right now, just every day come into work and just do the best I can to get better.
Wasn't a whole lot going on out there, but you're working out with Owen. Does athleticism kind of show up even in the light drills you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Owen's a great guy, a great football player. I'm excited to be able to work with him, and I'm excited to see his future unfold.
How happy was it for your family to be here, or to know that you were going to be here?
Yeah, for them they were really emotional. Obviously hometown family, all Arizona natives. Like I said, just really blessed and privileged to have this opportunity to play for the hometown team. Just every day, just trying to keep the dream alive and just do my best to get better every day and find a way to help this team.
Kyle, were the Cardinals a part of your life growing up? I mean, did you come to games? What was the involvement?
Yeah, I came to games. I came to the open practices. When we were playing for that Super Bowl, I was right there, eyes glued to the screen as a kid. So, like I said, this is a dream come true, and just every day coming to work, I'm gonna make sure I have a smile on my face because I feel really blessed and privileged to have this opportunity.
It'd be surreal to go just a little bit south where you used to practice.
Yeah, you could say that.
Is there any memorable games that you attended that you can remember?
Not many memorable games that I attended, but just that when Kurt Warner was the quarterback and Larry Fitzgerald. Man, I just remember as a kid just watching them. That Eagles playoff game, that was a great one. And that Super Bowl game, those are just my two most memorable memories of the Cardinals growing up. And like I just said, I feel really blessed and privileged to be in this opportunity.
Dare I ask how old you were when that was?
It's been some time. I honestly don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'll help you out here. That would have been that would have been January of 2009.
Okay, so I'd have been 9. Yeah.
So did you take a moment, maybe you put on some of the Cardinals gear? I know it's not a game uniform, but when you're in the locker room, you sort of hit you a little?
Yeah. Honestly, that hit me first when I was able to participate in the local day. Got to put on that Cardinal red. You just get a little more energy when you're from the hometown and a little more pride, wearing that Cardinal red. That was the first moment where it was kind of that rush. But like I said, every day when I get to put on Cardinals gear, I feel really blessed and privileged and just trying to find my way in this path and just learn how to be a pro and do the best I can to help this team.
You said you came for the pro day. Did you have an idea in the run-up that they would be interested in you in some way, shape, or form, or did they keep that kind of from you?
No, I had no idea. I just came in and just told myself I'm going to do my best. I'm going to have fun with it because it's a great opportunity, and that's what I did. And everything worked out the way it did, and here we are today.
So what was that? If it was a little bit more uncertain, then what was that first phone call you got from the Cardinals like?
Yeah, so after the draft, I kind of felt a little bit of disappointment. Didn't hear my name called, but, everything happens for a reason. Kind of kept that mindset. Family, remind me the same thing. When I first got that call from Coach Rodriguez, he just let me know, the opportunity and just come in and do my best every day and get better as a football player, and the rest will, work itself out. It was hard for me to say no.
So what do you hope to show these coaches? What sort of first impression do you hope to make?
Shoot, I'm a hard worker. I feel like I'm versatile. I can play all special teams, all 4 core, and anything I can do to help the defense, I'm willing to do. So just honestly, just get my name in the building and just show how hard I want this.